thing can be a very, very dangerous place to be. And
Yeah.
it's hard to walk back from that. It's hard to walk back from that. Like
And
this felt,
that we think bother our children. Stuff that we probably would have been upset about. They really don't care about anymore.
oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah.
And you want to protect them from those things, but they like,
My socks don't need to match.
like they don't care about anything. And it's not that they don't care about anything. It's just the stuff that we had to worry about with the way that society has gone or is going.
Yeah. Yeah.
They can literally walk out this house looking like a freaking hobo, and everybody at school think they look so cool.
Right. Right. Yeah, that's one of the things that I struggle with because we couldn't do that.
Period. Period.
We couldn't do that.
You got on one long sock, one short sock, some Nike slides, some Hoochie Mama shorts, and a hoodie.
In 100-degree weather.
With a bonnet.
Oh, not the bonnet.
Or a head.
Oh my gosh.
Or a do-rag if you're a male.
Yeah.
Literally. Now, when I was in school, if your purse didn't match your belt didn't match your shoes, your pants wasn't creased, shirt wasn't ironed, you got talked about.
You had a whole issue.
Looking neat was a thing. Rolling out of chic is now the thing.
Yeah. It's weird.
That's why we would have got bullied looking like that. Do you think the superintendent was gonna come to school and be like, they can wear whatever they want? No, they worry about budgets and teacher cuts and what the school menu gonna be for the next week.
Yeah. Yeah. We definitely couldn't have gotten away with that. That's for sure.
Oh.
Jonah was too real.
Man.
Jonah was too real, and getting bullied was a part of life.
So the only fight I ever had was because I joned on somebody at lunchtime.
Yeah, if you can't take it, you gotta walk around that circle. Don't
anyway,
be.
He waited till we got on the bus to try to fight me. It was crazy.
Really?
Yeah, it was crazy. Good times though.
That's anti-heterosexual.
Good times. Anti-heterosexual.
That's you gotta say it now. That's how you gotta say it.
Speaking of which, happy Pride Month, everybody.
Absolutely. Rounds of applause for that.
Pride. Happy Pride. To them, they, those, he, she, queens, and all of those in between. Happy Pride Month.
Yeah, for everybody that be confusing me, because I be trying to make sense, and I try to make it make sense, but at the end of the day, it doesn't need to make sense to me. It doesn't have to.
Because it doesn't concern you. It doesn't.
It does not.
Yeah, it does not.
And ain't no getting hurt.
Yep. So also on the other end of our conversation, but end of that story, dude was dead ass wrong. He's paying for it. He's gonna have to pay for it in court. I'm sure he's gonna have some type of restitution that he probably can't afford. But whatever. Now he has to apologize to his daughter the rest of her life. I wouldn't invite him to my wedding.
Let me state this fact as well. Mm-hmm. Contrary to popular belief, since Trump was in office, the amount of hate crimes towards the Black community has actually risen. it's risen dramatically and drastically.
Mhm.
Uh, they're and that's the actual truth. Those are the FBI stats.
Mm.
So be mindful of what you say when people begin to say that racism has died in America, because it hasn't. It's still very much alive.
Yep.
And personally, this fella embodied he embodied that by
Mm.
walking on the stage and disgracing his family.
Yeah, for sure. If I was his daughter, he wouldn't be invited to nothing else important.
Ever in life.
Nope, he'll see me when I got home. This what
Right.
I
What you mean you got married?
hey,
Yeah.
this is my husband, daddy.
Right. Right. Nah, we can't do that with
Oh, black man.
oh, that would break his spirit.
Oh Lord. I
That
bring
would
home John Coffee looking
oh
baby. I would find me the biggest, blackest man I could
Lord have
find
mercy.
and fall in love and have all his little
Oh,
tomorrow babies and be like, look, daddy, aren't you proud?
well, like I've said before, uh unfortunately in America, there is no hate like Christian love, because I'm sure that's what he calls himself.
Oh my God.
And he's just an inappropriate fella. And hopefully he gets his life together. And I'm sure he won't learn the lesson.
No.
I'm sure he won't.
Nope.
Speaking
We
of not
see him
lessons, go ahead.
body's gas station getting hit with a twisted tea can.
Oh Lord. Oh man, that was one of the greatest moments in history.
Or folding chair. Who knows
Oh, the
days?
moment in history.
Who knows these days? But keep on keeping on, people.
Right. Wow. Yeah, that was good. Thank you for helping me relive that.
No
I,
problem. Fine. I got you.
that's lovely. Uh, but in things that are not lovely, however, uh, going back to the actual topic, a state of emergency and inappropriate teachers and their student victims. Their student victims.
So
And
gross.
it is. Go ahead, cuz you start this one out.
Um, so we were discussing teachers being inappropriate with their very young students. We're not talking about adult college students here. We're talking about middle school students, um, high school students. Um, when did it become cool to seduce your student? Oh, they thought that was funny.
No, it was just it was poorly timed. It was poorly timed. That was-
Okay. You-
it was ill timed. That's
That was
all.
that was funny. Okay, but this is not funny. This is serious, guys. So, what was it? A female. I think there was a female. There was a female teacher. There was. It's a lot. Okay, so it's hey Zo.
What's going on,
Um,
Zach?
this is like a thing that's continuously happening. There was a teacher who, excuse me, was sending photos and pleasuring a 12-year-old student.
Oh,
Um, like this is a thing that's constantly happening, and I don't know if this is mental health on their part or these are just people being predators.
it- it's a good question. Um, and from what I'm seeing, like there's a huge uptick, a upswing in it with it being women. A huge upswing with it being women, female teachers that are the they're the predators.
And it's crazy because hold on.
Yeah. Just in case y'all didn't know, she handling business. Oh, I was finna do a lip reading for you, but you back. You back.
I'm back. No, they turn the TV up all loud. But yeah, so I don't know if it's because the lack of men, because let's face it, a lot of men are gay. They not even checking for us anymore. Um, I'm not sure if it's because they want to be able to control something because they can control other things. I'm not sure. Like I can't put myself in that position. I can't even put myself in that mind frame to see why I would what I would want with a 12-year-old child.
Yeah. So it's not that. Let me say this because
Mm-hmm.
I don't disagree with your statement that the again another increase. Uh, there's been like drastic things happening. The shape and form of humanity, or at least in America, is changing, and it's not for the better. We are delving
Horrible.
into the movements of Neanderthalism faster than what we can figure out. And I think a lot of things have happened to satisfy a fad or to satisfy something that looks cool. Even with the whole premise of some men being gay, um, younger men see that it gets them positioned with women.
Pause.
Pause.
No Diddy.
None whatsoever. I don't even know what that mean though. But it puts them in closer proximity with women, uh, which inevitably gives them, or what they feel gives them a better chance at them. Although they've moved in on these false pretenses, and then all of a sudden, one day they figure out that they are no longer what they have been acting to be. I think that's part.
Attention. Like a
Yes,
12 has nothing to do all day but to text you back because that's all they want to do anyway.
right.
But what gives you the right to text a minor in the first place? What are you texting a minor for?
That part. So when it comes to uh, female teachers, I think a lot of women have unfortunately been overly influenced by the social media streets. And here's why. Just hear me out. Hear
Mhm.
me out. Because it's very rare that you can get on online on just about any social media platform and see where men and women are cohabitating, right? You've got the fresh and fit bullcrap that's been out for the longest, pushing uh misogynistic BS
Mhm.
on younger women. You've got the red pill and passport bros who have been pushing that narrative. You've got the West 4B movement that has been pushing that narrative. You've got the know this, that, or the third for 90 plus days to a year, which has been horribly damaging. You have the angry black, not black, excuse me, but you've got the angry woman who needs to be surrounded by other women to justify her state of being upset. And instead of understanding how to fix these issues, men and women are literally pushing and hurling themselves further apart. And so
Mhm.
it's creating a gap. I think it's creating a space, and it's pushing people to a point of perversion where they're willing to engage in these inappropriate relationships with minors because the adults don't know how to adult.
That's crazy. They too busy trying to be friends. I am not your kid friend.
No, not at all.
One of my kids' friends come over here and be like, dang, Miss Foster, you thick. I'm gonna hit that little boy right in the throat and send him back to his mammy.
Right. Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It's an odd place for us to be. And again, coming from Japan, I didn't see I didn't see these things happening in their culture.
Mm-hmm. Because for what? Asians got the best porn.
Damn.
I'm just saying.
Damn.
Like, come on now.
Okay.
Like, so weird. And like, and I can't say it's a black or white thing because there are, I personally have, encountered, you know, I know someone who's currently serving time for this
Right.
this act.
Yep. Yep.
Like, and this individual had a whole family
Right.
with
Right.
children. How can you, what's the word I'm looking for? Morally do this to somebody else's child, knowing that you have your own. I am a firm believer in karma and you reap what you sow.
I don't know where Zoe is going with that comment.
I don't
I don't know where Zoe is going with that comment.
probably because I said Asians got the best porn. I don't know. But yeah, it's sick. It's sick. I don't, what does any adult want with a child?
It's a point of control, a point of manipulation, and uh, an odd interaction of teaching, as it
Mm-hmm.
were. Having somebody that's teachable, or coachable, or trainable,
Mm-hmm.
right? Again, it's yeah, absolutely. I,
Yeah.
I don't think it's an over sexualized society. I don't think we are that. I don't
Mm.
think we are that. I actually think we suffer from the honesty behind that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we suffer from the honesty behind that, right? And not understanding that humans are built for
Mm-hmm.
that. But with all of the different blockers, the filters, and not just that, but the the way it's propagandized in uh the movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think say again.
I say yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's that we're overly. I think we've been suppressed for so long that sooner or later it's going to go from one extreme to the other before it can settle out in the middle.
That's so cringy. Yeah. Maya's comment says they could have had an experience in their youth where these type of interactions are comfortable. That's disgusting too.
It is, but it's a truth.
I understand that. But okay, let's play devil's advocate here. In
Okay.
high school or middle school, did you have a teacher that you found remotely attractive?
Yeah.
Now, had that teacher was like, James, stay after class. I want to talk to you. Being a young man, and the teacher was inappropriate, how would you react to that?
I wouldn't have known how to do anything with that. I would have it would have shook me.
Mm-hmm.
It would have seriously shaken me.
Mm-hmm.
Uh and I wouldn't have known how to interact with that. I wouldn't have known what to do. Because
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at lady girls my age.
Mm-hmm.
And if a teacher would have approached me and been like, hey, blah blah blah,
Mm-hmm.
I, well, this is kind of weird. I don't know.
Such you and you, but I mean, do what naturally happens, be aroused,
Yeah,
and who, like, I don't think a child will be like, oh no, stop, don't do that.
for sure. Yeah, sure.
That makes me uncomfortable. And I feel like when we send our kids to schools, these are conversations that we need to start having with them because at this point, if somebody's touching you and it makes you feel uncomfortable, you need to get away from that person, tell somebody.
So are parents not having that discussion?
I don't think a lot of parents are, because they think they're sending their kid to a safe space. They think the only thing they have to worry about is bullies and homework.
Since when has school ever been a safe space? Especially for these kids. I'm serious. Since when? Because look, if you take in consideration, my oldest is about to be a sophomore, and
Mhm.
in the time that she's been in school, there has been so many uh, mass shootings of schools.
Right.
There has been tons of these things, these inappropriate relationships happening with teachers.
Mhm.
There have been well, the biggest one was the mass shootings, right?
Mhm.
Since how can that be considered a safe space anymore when you have to have law enforcement at a school? You,
Yeah,
it,
uh, but school shootings and sexual harassment are two different things.
sure, they're on the opposite end of the spectrum, but if 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 you have a culture where one thing is happening in that extreme, you can't disregard anything else that can happen in that extreme, in that environment, because it's all possible.
Mhm. So yeah, I feel like, I mean, conversations need to be had with our children before they walk out of our house. I mean, not even just at school. If you go anywhere and anybody's making you feel uncomfortable, remove yourself from that situation and tell someone immediately.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because I'm there are certain things that I am. What?
I don't think he was grabbing his teacher booty. I think he was just grabbing young girls' booties. I would hope he wasn't grabbing no teacher booty.
Who?
So
Jesus jumped up, Zoe.
no, he just said that. He said, I remember in junior high, we were trying to grab booties, and the teacher would tell us that that's not cool. But
Yo,
hormone, yeah.
that's
But
undisciplined
if a teacher
masculine.
grabbed your booty, what are we doing here?
Yeah, you gotta be better. But kids are kids, unfortunately, and if there's no guidance to tell them, straighten them out, like they a teacher told them, well
Hmm.
then all bets are off and all things are lawful. There's
Hmm.
no standard, and where you have no standard, anything goes. Anything goes, and that's part of the issue, right? In our society right now, any and everything goes.
No, but like now though in schools, like if a student even touches a student, they're like it's supposed to be like taken very seriously. It's sexual harassment and all this other stuff.
Well, then how are these teachers getting away with it?
That is the question.
How like
Question.
it's beyond me.
That's
I listen for my kids, future teachers. There are consequences that I am willing to pay. I'm gonna tell you that right now. There are consequences that I am willing to pay without hesitation. And the hope is that I'm not tested on that
mm,
because this is uncalled for. It's ridiculous. These are supposed to be educators, but they're predators.
no, they teaching something all right.
The unfortunate reality of it all.
Crazy.
They are teaching all right is wild.
Crazy.
Absolutely wild. Jeez.
I
Jeez.
just like extensive background checks need to be done on people and they need to do like mental health screenings. And I know when you become a teacher they do a background check. But I think they need to take those checks a little further than what they do. I also think that um other types of training outside of school needs to be done.
Mm.
Like I don't like the crazy line that I always hear in these types of when I watch these cases because I watch a lot of court TV is that I was enticed. I was seduced by this child.
This is why I can't be on a jury. Because that sounds so ridiculous. That sounds so ridiculous.
Right? But they believe it. They
God,
believe.
I was enticed. No, that's not being enticed. That's just being a predator. Zoe, I can't even agree with your statement because the Catholic Church is one of the worst culprits of it.
And the thing, and also, like, there were plenty of teachers that I found attractive. I never had the balls to walk up to one of them and be like, "What up, Big Daddy?" Never.
Yeah, because how would you, how did you say that? Because I never even thought about that. How would that even look? How would that even go down? How does that transpire? Like, is it,
Like literally, like there were teachers that I like. I'm like, "Oh, he's cute." You know, I would never in a million years walk up to the teacher and be like, "Hey, I was thinking when everybody leave, maybe we could." Never. Or what you doing after school?
yeah, I don't, Maya says, some girls that would say something to the teachers though.
Mm. I will.
Like,
Like, yeah, I mean, I would never. First of all, my daddy would kill me if he found out anybody over appropriate age. Not only he would kill me, he would have killed that individual as well. Like, not
right,
even figuratively speaking, literally,
right.
literally.
I don't get it. And
Like,
it's,
how do we even? I don't get it. I don't. And this is something that I will probably never understand.
yeah, because even my adult brain right now at the moment is trying to figure out how that situation arises, how
Mm-hmm.
that conversation is had, and how the action is executed. Yeah, yeah. You know what, Zoe? I agree with this. I agree with Zoe's statement. He said it's been going on more than we think because the lines are blurred now. But I do
Mm-hmm.
remember my Spanish teacher getting flirty with us. She knew what she was doing in the tight dress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, I like at a certain point, our school, like once I got to middle school, high school, which is when girls start developing the womanly body parts, um, there were dress codes. There were things we could and could not wear.
yeah.
We couldn't wear shorts that were we had to do the fingertip test. If your fingertips were past your shorts, you had to put on pants or leggings. Or we couldn't wear the crop top.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we couldn't wear spaghetti strap shirts. Um, or the strap had to be so wide, the strap or the shirt had to be so thick that
Right.
where excuse me, what did I eat? Oh, pasta. I'm like, why I keep burping? But anywho, um, the English teacher flirts with the football team.
That's wild. That's
What?
wild. The whole squad though?
What? Wait a minute, my unicorn horn trying to fall off.
You gonna take like the whole squad?
What?
That's weird.
But that's different though. Like y'all were kids. We're talking about the adults in this situation that
Right.
are preying on the children. Like the water aerobics class was for the girls water. We had girls water aerobics class and we had guys water aerobics class. Nobody ever took the guys water aerobics class. But for the girls water aerobics class, they made sure that we had a female teacher.
Sure.